There are a lot of factors when it comes to coding an individual URL for a website. For example, HTML tags, title tags, making a targeted keyword bold, or putting alt tag to an image. So the most important factor when it comes to SEO while coding an individual web page is title tag. So when a Google crawler visits a web page, the first thing that it sees on that page is title. So it should be kept in mind that the title tag is appropriately coded between the head tag of the URL. So the keyword should be appropriately put in to the H1 or the title tag. So the second most important factor when it comes to SEO is the inclusion of H1 or the headline tag. So H1 tag primarily speaks about what the content is all about on that page, and the use of targeted keywords. Apart from that, when we talk about the content on the page, so just to give extra influence to certain keywords on the page, we make them bold, or we put them under strong tag. Along with that, there is an image tag for some of the web browsers that do not support images, and for very slow speed connections where images are not being loaded, and that space for images left blank with a cross on it. So for that, we have image tag which should be appropriately put in the code, and we have a code as we all can see that image src is equal to keyword .jpg. So the idea over here is to give the image a descriptive name. For example, if we have an image with a rack of textbooks, then we should name it as textbooks.jpg. It should not be any generic or a numeric number given to the naming convention. For example, 12345.jpg is not SEO friendly. So the idea over here is to give as much descriptive name to the image or the alt keyword that is allocated to that image. Apart from this, the keywords should be appropriately hyperlinked between the content, and we should have a proper coding structure as we all can see in this example given in front of hyperlink, like href, the website name, then slash mypage.html with the appropriate targeted keyword and keyword in the anchor text that we are linking to for the landing page. Apart from this, we can also put no follow tag in the hyperlink. When we talk about no follow tag is something which Google crawler does not crawl. When I say does not crawl, if there is a hyperlink going on to a different page, Google will not transfer the authority or the trust of one page to the other page. So we can see the example in the next slide. All the different type of title H1 and different tags that we talked about. The first tag, which is the most important tag, is a screenshot about for one of the very known textbook rental websites in USA, which is bookrenter.com. So this screenshot talks about this page called textbook rentals, and as we all can see, the title tag is very important as it reads textbook rentals. So when Google crawler will come to this page, it will know that okay, this particular URL or particular page is talking about textbook rentals. When it comes to the URL, it reads bookrenter.com/textbook_rentals. So in a way, while coding, we are giving positive indication to Google crawlers. Okay, this is a relevant page. In the title, it has textbook rentals. In the URL structuring, it has got textbook rentals, and when it crawls further within the page, it sees H1 tag, which is also textbook rentals. So we are giving all sorts of positive indication to Google to rank this page higher up in the search engine result pages. for a user who is searching for textbook rentals. So I think this would be the first or the URL that is shown on the first page of Google. So when we talked about hyperlink, do follow, I have marked this use textbooks, which is a do follow hyperlink, and it goes to a landing page which also says bookrenter.com/used_textbooks. So this is an example for hyperlink do follow. So when we come down below, you can see an image alt tag which says what this book is all about. When you mouse over it, it will say the name of the book to which it is associated. So ideally, the idea over here is to give correct coding indication, or say correct indication to Google crawlers when it comes to a web page. So as a web developer, it should be a practice to incorporate correct tags or appropriate tags within head and within body, and to use them as per the webmaster guidelines. Okay, the next, as we talked about, title tag, which is the most important tag out of all the HTML tags, and we have a proper syntax that needs to be followed for Google crawler to appropriately crawl it. So there is a syntax that we all can see in this. Title tag should always appear between the head tag, and there is a limitation of the number of characters that can be used while creating head tag. So the limitation is 70 characters. So while we are formulating, so as a web developers, we do not care much about, okay, what's a title tag. We just put some random keywords, and then at times we just put in the breadcrumb navigation into the title tag. So I think this is not the right approach. So as a web developer, the good practice would be to just review the entire web page. It just, I think, takes 2 to 3 minutes to just go through the content, and to just put in the most relevant keywords that talk about that individual URL. For example, we talked about textbook rentals. So for that page, the most appropriate keyword was textbook rentals. So this is how it should be. So it takes like a little time to put in the title, but it is very beneficial when it comes to searching and optimization. So when you make the website live, so Google will know in the very first crawl, okay, this is the appropriate page for the target keywords, and that individual keyword which is assigned on a specific URL would start ranking, or would start showing ranks on sooner than the URL which is not SEO friendly. So ideally, the when you talk about title tag, so title tag appears primarily at 3 different places. So as we all know that when we open a website, for example, techgeek.com, so at the top of the browser you see certain characters or certain words, so that's primarily the title of the page. For example, in this case, we are talking about this website seomos.org, and you can see that the title is SEO hyphen search engine optimization, pipe separator, read SEO Moz, rank better. So this is one place where the title is being shown. The second place is when a user searches for something. For example, a user is searching for search engine optimization on Google. So this shows up as a snippet. So there will be 10 different results on the first page, and the title would be the one which is shown with a hyperlink, like SEO search engine optimization with a pipe separator, read SEO Moz. The third place where the title of any individual URL is shown is on the external websites. For example, all these social bookmarking websites that we have come across, for example, Dig, Delicious. So when we submit information about individual URL for a website, so they automatically pick up the title of that page and show it on their website. For example, if someone bookmarked homepage of SEO Moz, so this is how the title looks like. So another important factor while coding an individual URL is to take care of canonical issues. By canonical, we mean providing different URLs to Google. However, the content on all those URLs is exactly the same. So this is a common mistake which is done by, I would say, smaller or bigger website. Bigger websites as good as I would say bookrenter.com, which is like the second largest textbook rental or college textbook rental book in USA. So while coding, as we all can see, what are the bad URLs when it comes to canonical. You can see mywebsite.com is one, mywebsite.com is one. So ideally, there should be a uniform URL for the website. For example, if someone is typing the website name without the www, so it should ideally be redirecting to the uniform version which comes with www.mysite.com. So also along with this, we have certain index.html files on the site which serve the same content to Google. So what Google sees, so out of these 4 different bad homepage URLs, so Google considers all these 4 to be different URLs serving the same content. So in eyes of Google, these are 4 different URLs. They are not just the same. So for us, it looks more like same, but for Google, it's not same. So Google ultimately will end up penalizing all those URLs. So the common practice would be to serve one URL to Google, which is the home page of the URL and which is uniform across the website. So ideally, canonical tag should be included in the body of the page, which reads something like link rel is equal to canonical and the uniform website name. So there are certain limitations with search engines and search engine indexing, and these are certain best practices that every web developer should take a printout of this particular screen, and then they should have this in mind while they're coding for individual URLs. For example, the ideal page size for any URL should be less than 150 kilobytes, and it should be less of images. We should not incorporate too many images. If the size of the images is more, for example, if you're using .bmp and the size is more, we should try minimizing the size of the images. We should try using .jpegs or .png files, and if we are using a lot of CSS files on certain page, we should try clubbing all those CSS file in one, or the next idea would be to like calling the CSS from a different location, which is not on that page, but called from a different location. Apart from that, because if the size of a web page is more, so the page load time increases. So in the recent updates from Google has said that if there are 2 websites which has got very good content and which is very SEO friendly, but one web page is taking a lot of time to load vis-a-vis the other website, so Google is ultimately going to rank the website which is loading faster in search engine result pages. So page size is very important, and it should be taken care that it should never exceed 150 kilobytes. Apart from this, all the web developers should keep in mind that the number of links on any web page should not exceed 100. So it should be an ideal practice. I would say 100 is something which should always keep in mind while coding for a page. We should not have like more than 100 pages going out from a single URL of the website. Apart from that, as we talked about, the title tag should always be less than 70 characters. It should not be spammy. It should be a well structured sentence or 3 different targeted keywords separated by comma or pipe separators. Post that, meta description, which is a description or a gist of what the entire URL is all about. We should formulate a good sentence which talks about the website and put it into the description tag. And I would also talk about what all parameters we should not be using while we are structuring a specific URL. For example, you can see that in that example, for no more than two, like we should not be using special characters like question mark or ampersand and then node equal to 5 and argument. We should not be passing all these special characters just because Google crawler only understand simple English or simple separators, for example hyphen or underscores. Google crawler finds it very difficult to parse all these special characters. For example, if Google crawler comes to the URL which is a bad example, it would not be able to parse through this URL and go to a different URL. So the ideal good example of a well-structured URL would be mysite.com/brands.php Nike. So it should be descriptive, should have a brand name or a targeted keyword, and also while we talk about the directory structure for any specific website, it should not be more than 4 directory level deep. So after a certain level, Google crawlers find it difficult to go into deep level directories, and it won't be able to crawl and index all the URLs on a particular website. For example, you can see a bad example which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 directory deep. Then we have the exact URL talking about car. So the best practice will be to keep as many less directory levels, and so that Google crawler is able to parse through all the directories and able to index and put all the URLs of the website in its database. One other important thing when it comes to coding is a 301 redirect. So primarily a 301 redirect is a permanent redirect which passes almost 90 to 99% of the page authority or a link juice while we are doing a redirect from one URL to a different URL. Also 301 redirects refers to the HTTP code when it comes to redirection, and 301 redirect is the best method for implementing redirect on a website, as well as on the same domain, or we are shifting from one domain to a different domain. So there are certain best practices that should be followed when it comes to redirecting one single file or a directory to a new file, or redirecting entire website to an entirely new domain. So there are certain examples that should be followed and kept in mind while doing this. As we can see in the screenshot, while redirecting a single file to a new file or directory, this is something that should be followed in the .stxs file. So all these 301 redirects are done in the .stxs file, which is present on the root of the server. So so this is what a perfectly optimized page would look like when we perfectly code it in terms of title, h1, and making certain targeted keywords in the content bold and putting the right file name and alt text. So let's start from the very beginning. So we can see the page title is chocolate donuts, and the website it talks about the brand is Mary's Bakery. So ideally, when Google crawler comes to this page, it knows that this page is talking about chocolate donuts, and then the meta description: Mary's Bakery chocolate donuts are possibly the most delicious, blah blah blah. So this is well under the limit of 155 characters, which is under the Google Webmaster Guidelines. So when it comes to headline, the headline is again neatly done. It reads chocolate donuts from Mary's Bakery, and then the body text has repetitions of chocolate donuts and all the related keywords. When you go to the left, it reads image as chocolate .donuts.jpg, which is again positive indication to Google that okay, this image is all about chocolate donuts, and it helps in indexing the image as well. And we have alt attribute which also reads chocolate donut. So this is how perfectly optimized page would look like, and this is how the page should be coded by all the web developers.